Welcome to Sydney United Sports Centre for round 3.
It's a top-of-the-table showdown between two of the most successful clubs in Australian football to round out round 3 in the New South Wales National Premier League. The Wollongong Wolves are flying, 2 wins to start the season, and after taking a big scalp on the road a week ago in Apia like our Tigers, they visit the undefeated Sydney United, hoping to inflict the same pain. But Miro Vlastelica's men have also made a steady start, and at home they'll be keen to make a statement against the Luke Wilkshire coach side that has unearthed a couple of potential stars in Thomas James and Takuru Okada. Yes, hello and welcome to Sydney United Sports Centre. I'm your match caller Tony Tanous, and it's great to have your company on the Football New South Wales YouTube page and NPL New South Wales Facebook.
For Wollongong, number 4.
Be sure to share the live stream.
Number 4.
And leave comments throughout. We're live, we're interactive, we're going around the world, and it's great to have your company here.
Number 16.
We've just got the Sydney United players posing for a photo with their active supporters in the meantime. But what a build-up it's been to this game. As we mentioned, Luke Wilkshire's side undefeated coming into this one.
Number 1, Justin Pastel.
And they make
number 24, Lachlan
no
Scott.
changes to their starting lineup. So the full lineup for Luke Wilkshire's side, which will shape up in 4-4-2 for the same team for the 3rd week in a row. At the back, in goals, it'll be Justin Passfield, a back 4 of Taylor McDonald, Nick Littler, Nikola Georgievich, Guy Knight, a midfield 4 of Harry Callahan, James Stoichevsky, Ben Tossi and Takuru Okada, and up front Lachlan Scott is joined by the hat-trick man from last week, Englishman Thomas James. We're going to pause now for a moment's silence. The passing this week of Sydney United great Željko Jurin, played in the 80s and early 90s, 150 games for Sydney United. Just pause for a moment's silence.
Thank you.
Impeccably observed moment's silence here for the great Željko Jurin. What a player he was for this great club. Being honoured by the active fans here. For Sydney United. Coach Miro Vlastelica makes one change to the side that defeated Blacktown City 1-0. The goal scorer Matt Sim pulling out injured with a slight hamstring injury. It's the full lineup for Sydney United. In goals, number 21, Tom Manos. A back 4 of Jordan Roberts, Yanni Frajogiannis, Peter Markovic and Christian Gonzalez. A midfield 4 of Tariq Meyer, Yanni Perkatis, Anthony Tomalic and Sam Perry, and Josh McDonald, who made his debut last week, an ex-Wollongong Wolves player, getting a start today alongside Patrick and Telmy, another former Wollongong Wolves player. So what a game this promises to be. Our referee Toby Plasto and his assistants Nick Bacco and Janusz Adabju, and our 4th official for this one is Sebastian Brennan. We're all set. Big build up to this one. only round 3, but it's first place Wollongong Wolves, the visitors, on 6 points in the white top, red shorts. And they'll be running from right to left. Sydney United coming into this one on 4 points, in 4th place at the start of the round, and looking to make a statement at home. Lots of emotion around this one, and we're underway. We go through the back, and it's Markovic playing long, looking for the run of Antelmi, but the flag's gone up. Nick Bacco on the near side. The early run from Antelmi. Mentioned ex-Wollongong Wolves player, came across to Sydney United at the start of last season. Started a little bit slow with Sydney United, but got his game working towards the end of the season. Ended up with a tally of 9 goals, did Patrick Antelmi, second only to Chris Payne, who's since moved on. He's the man of the moment, Thomas James, with his first touch, trying to get around Gonzalez. James driving into the box. Did the foul come from Gonzalez? Referee thought about blowing the whistle. Play on's the call. And now Gonzalez can move it through the midfield. Markovic looks long for Antelmi. The flick on inside to Tariq Mayer. And now United can break through the midfield. Out on the right-hand side is Sam Perry. A left footer starting on the right-hand side though. Switches the play out to Tariq Mayer. Making the run forward, Gonzalez. The 1-2 combination with Perry. Caught in 2 minds there, and Wolves can clear. They hit Lachlan Scott. Already an open field to this one. Lachlan Scott driving at Sydney United now. And it's a goal kick. Lachlan Scott was asking for a corner there. Player who moved across recently from the West Sydney Wanderers A-League Academy. Started the 2 games so far for the Wolves. As we mentioned, no changes to Luke Wilkshire's side for the 3rd week in a row. Lachlan Scott yet to get on the score sheet. Played a key role in a couple of the goals last week, particularly the 3rd goal, combining with the 2 visa players, Thomas James and Tekuro Okada. Tom Manos, fresh off a star performance last week against Blacktown City, named in the Ultra Football Team of the Week. And now it's Sydney United who can build up patiently through the midfield. The press comes though from Stoichevsky in the middle. And now it's Wolves who can pick up the ball and settle it through Nick Littler at the back. Rock solid start to the season from the player who moved across from Sutherland Sharks. His combination with this youngster, Nikola Djordjevic, who's come up from Wollongong's under-20s. Been an excellent start to the season. There's Littler playing it forward to Scott. You can see what he was trying to do there. The combination attempted there with James, but working back in the midfield there was Tomilic. And now it's Jordan Roberts, the right back for Miro Vlastelica. Looking to hit Antelmi there was Yanni Fragianis. Here's Littler again. United happy to drop off and apply a middle block, letting Wollongong have it in their own half. This is where they press. Okada keen not to give him too much space. No doubt that's part of the game plan as Perry pushes up on Passfield. Fascinating tactical game this one. Sydney United, they've had a chance to have a look at the Wolves over the last couple of weeks. And they're applying the press now as Djordjevic goes long. James gets his touch through to Scott. And now Scott trying to shake off Roberts. The strength of Lachlan Scott into the box now. Now he lays it off to Okada. First time ball inside. Good counter-attack there from the Wolves. Great start to this match already. United trying to press at one end. The Wolves breaking through that press. And now winning themselves a corner. Carter already involved. And now he's going to take this corner. Drifts it to the back post. Away by United. And here's a Carter again. Player who's come out of the Illawarra Premier League. What a star performer he was there for the Corrimal Rangers. Caught the eye of Luke Wilkshire. And that's earned him the opportunity, like so many in this team, to make the step up into the New South Wales National Premier League. Again, United happy to let Wollongong have it at the back. As soon as they come into that midfield area, that's where the press is applied. And they forced a turnover there. Stojcevski pressured. Now it's Harry Callahan getting his first touch and involvement. The youngster who's also come out of the Illawarra Premier League, along with the left back for the Wollongong Wolves, Guy Knight. Those two being scouted out of the champions Bulli, winners of last year's Illawarra Premier League. What a start to their life in New South Wales top flight. Here's Frajogiannis. Now Roberts into the feet of McDonald, making his home debut for Sydney United. Roberts moving around him, good ball inside, and tell me what a chance that was. Good play from Sydney United to build it up down the right hand side. The combination between McDonald and Jordan Roberts, and Anselmi probably got too much of the toe on that one in the end. But a good start at both ends of the field. Lachlan Scott busy early for Wollongong, and Anselmi getting in the box there. Here's the ball forward. Cut out now. The ball at the feet of Okada. Okada driving. Now it's Roberts again, building it up through Anselmi, trying to hold it up. Pressure comes from Stojcevski now in the middle. United get a throw in here. Even start to this one. United have come prepared. As I said, they've had the chance to sit and watch Wollongong. Their performance against Apia last week grabbed so much attention as the rain starts to come down. The grandstand around us starts to fill up. Healthy crowd, very healthy crowd here at Adensa Park. As Christian Gonzalez comes forward. Now the ball into the feet of the talented Tariq Mayer. And now it's Anthony Tomilic. Available on the right is McDonald. Now the 1-2 combination. Good start down the right for Sydney United. Here's Anselmi holding it up again. Good feet from him. The press comes though from Ben Tossi. And they can't get it forward. Stojcevski gives it away. And again it's Sydney United. Patiently building it up. Happy to move it side to side. It's a feature of the Sydney United side we saw last year under Miro Vlastelica. Came into the hot chair here at United after round 8. Jason Kalina started the season, didn't work out for Jason Kalina. Miro Vlastelica taking over. Performance has certainly improved for Sydney United in the back half of the season. Didn't win a game in their first 3. Ended up finishing 3rd. Just missed out on the grand final. Made it all the way to the preliminary final. Lost that one to Apia Laika on penalties here at Adensa Park. What a game that was. So 1 game away from the grand final. Despite that poor start, not many having Sydney United in their reckoning ahead of the season. So much focus on the neighbours, Marconi, last year's champions, Olympic, and the team that's been there, Apia. Sydney United, though, they've really strengthened in the off-season. A couple of key players that they've brought across. One of them familiar to Wollongong Wolves fans, Peter Simonovsky, Wollongong's top scorer last season. Currently out injured. Here's Wollongong though with the high press and a chance now to build it up. Stojcevski it was, driving at the United defence and in the way, and Markovic got in the way. The opportunity was there for Stojcevski. His eyes lit up, but he had Lachlan Scott available on the right-hand side. And United have started this one well, but now they get the chance going forward. And tell me, Slojewski working back and making up for that opportunity that he missed at the other end by doing his defensive work. Takuro Okada now. Okada still trying to press here. Pressure coming on Perkatis in the middle. The 11s clashing there. Okada coming away with it. But then Frajogiannis coming out, applying the defensive pressure. End-to-end action already. This game promised so much. No goals so far, but action at both ends. And there's an excellent ball again, that time from Perry, forcing Djordjevic to do the defending. So Sydney United certainly building in the off-season through the acquisition of Simonovski, also the Uruguayan Sebastian Gallejos, both out injured at the moment. Simonovski unfortunately breaking his foot in the pre-season, a trip away to Melbourne in the pre-season. But he's out of the moon boot now, should be right to start training in a couple of weeks. As for Gallejos, dislocated shoulder in a pre-season trial game against Apia at Lambert Park. And he's just about ready to resume training as well, the Uruguayan. So with those two coming into the squad for Vlastelica, there's a lot more competition for places, and certainly speaking to him in the build-up to this one, very happy with the 4 points from the opening 2 rounds. A 0-0 draw here against Rockdale City in the opening week, and a 1-0 win last week at Blacktown City. Speaking to Matty Sim ahead of this one, he mentioned they had no points from their first 3 games the last 2 seasons, so 4 points to start the season. They're very happy with that, and they want to build into the season with some key players to come back in. As for the Wollongong Wolves, all the hype after last week's win, the opening round 2-1 win against Manly United at home. That one was played at Albert Butler Memorial. The Wynn Stadium still unavailable. And last week away at Lambert Park. Generating lots of media, local media, and making the New South Wales National Premier League scene sit up and take notice as well, that they hit it and they mean business. How will they respond with that added attention? We're about to find out this afternoon at Adensa Park. United building it up now through Gonzalez, player who moved across from the Sydney FC Academy, start of last season. Starts to come down a little more heavy now out of Denzer Park. It's been a warm day in the western suburbs of Sydney. Cloud cover's built up in the last hour or so. Give the players a bit of relief, no doubt, as the fans try and get some cover in the grandstand. United building it up through Markovic. Excellent start to his season already. A couple of key defensive interventions and an excellent ball there. The skipper. Now across to Tomalic. Combination. Perry trying to slip it through. Not quite combining there as Markovic comes out strong. Challenge coming from Thomas James there. See the Sydney United defenders not prepared to give Thomas James a sniff in the early going. Apia probably guilty of giving the ball away on a couple of occasions last week. And Thomas James with his speed. really profiting from those errors. But United early in this one, not taking any chances. No doubt they've done their homework. Thomas James comes across to get a little bit of treatment. Referee Toby Plasto asking him to go to the sideline. Keep an eye on that one. Looks like a little bit of blood on the elbow for Thomas James. So just getting the wipe down for now. Referee taking no chances. He's United now. Through Tariq Mayer. McDonald on the right-hand side. And tell me applying the press on Djordjevic. Now Callahan. It's Toby James just changing his... Thomas James, in fact, just changing his shirt. Getting the strapping on the elbow. Here's the Wolves looking for Akata. Scott's available inside. Akata turning under the press. Excellent feet from him. Now he combines with Scott. Coming forward, looking to combine there with Callahan. Couldn't quite link there. You could see the intent. Callahan, who ostensibly starts on the right side of that midfield. But we've seen in the first opening couple of rounds, he likes to drift inside. The same with Akata. And those combinations inside with James and Lachlan Scott have been a real feature. Mentioned a lot of attention around the Wollongong Wolves. Certainly been great to see the coverage in the local press. Illawarra Mercury is always giving them lots of coverage. Here's Stojcevski. Press coming though from Mayer. On a slightly different wavelength there, and Tell Me wanted it short. He dropped for that ball to feet. Mayer went over to the top looking for that run from Antelmi. But Justin Passfield, goalkeeper for Wollongong, one of the experienced players. In fact, it's been such a change in the off-season to the starting 11. Passfield, one of the only survivors really from the last couple of years in the starting 11. And he had some words of caution for the Wollongong Wolves. He said he's seen it a million times. Teams tend to get carried away. They've had a bit of success and a little bit of hype, and the wheels can fall off, but he doesn't believe it'll happen with this group. He believes that they can stay grounded, and he believes they need to stay grounded, not get complacent. And the performances that have come in the opening two rounds, wants to see that consistency across the season. So for a lot of players moving up into the New South Wales National Premier League, also Luke Wilkshire, first time as a senior coach. Great to have an experienced head like Justin Passfield, just keeping everyone grounded. They certainly take lots of confidence. They believe that they took a lot of confidence into the season, and the success they've had in the opening two rounds is built on that. Here they are, pressing forward. Now the turn. Good work from McDonald, who looks very sharp. Very influential off the bench last week as well. Spent some time at Central Coast Mariners. Didn't get much of an opportunity there. So he's come back down to the National Premier League. He's Akata now. Driving at Roberts. Akata on that left foot. Can he get the cross in? Roberts sticks to his job. Excellent battle, that one brewing already. Akata versus Roberts. The set piece is a real area of Wollongong's game, a real strength area. Apia certainly spoke about that ahead of the game last week as a danger area for Wollongong. In the end, Wollongong weren't able to score from set pieces, but we saw the threat. And here they are with a variation. A Carter inside, near post. Now it's on at the back post. There was Guy Knight trying to wrap that left foot around. Player who scored a winning goal in the Illawarra Premier League Grand Final last season. One of those threats at the set pieces. In fact, the entire back four like to get forward. We've seen the variation, one to the back post and then a short corner drifted into the near post. Here's Tossie spitting it out to the right hand side through Littler. Now the cross coming in from McDonald. At that near post is Markovic. Tossie inside for Lachlan Scott. Couldn't quite get over the top of that one. But again, a good build-up from the Wolves. Good first-time ball from Tossie. After the initial ball from the right-hand side, McDonald was cleared. Even start here if you've just joined us midway through the first half. Tony Tanous with you on Football New South Wales YouTube and NPL New South Wales Facebook. 0-0 it is, but McDonald slipped one through. In fact, it was Lockie Scott there, but the flag's gone up for offside. You saw Thomas James just sniffing around. Lachlan Scott getting that toe to it on the loose ball. And there was Thomas James right on the shoulder of the last man in Markovic. Flag went up though. NSW, one of the best in the business, right on the spot. Roberts finds Antelmi. He's proving a good target man early. Antelmi wants to get a bit of space. Antelmi on the turn. Straight at Passfield in the end. Had to get down and smother it, but Antelmi's looking sharp and dangerous. Only one goal for Sydney United so far this season. It did come from a set piece. Matty Sim last week in the 56th minute against Blacktown City. Certainly Miro Vlastelica's spoken about that in the first couple of weeks. Recognises they need to keep working on that clinical finishing, creating the chances. His Wolves though coming forward through Thomas. Wearing the number 3 jersey, McDonald picking up the loose ball, the right back coming all the way forward there and volleying just wide. Thomas, he's had a fresh change of jersey. Started with the number 9, now he's got the number 3 of the spare man, Darcy Madden. So don't get confused by that one. There he was, creating a good opportunity on that left-hand side. That's certainly a feature we've seen from the Englishman in the first couple of weeks. Pops up left, right, that mobility across the forward line, the speed. Once he's in behind, hard to stop. Forcing Manos into a good save early. James trying to combine now with a Carter. Roberts taking no chances. Wollongong Wolves building into the game. Sydney United on the front foot early. Wolves forcing them back now. Excellent match here at Adenza Park. Had a couple of games just finish across the New South Wales National Premier League and give you an update. In fact, still going. 71st minute at Belmore. 6-goal thriller there between Sydney Olympic and Blacktown City. And at half-time at Rockdale Illendon, it's 1-0 to the visitors. Harkoa in a local derby there. Harkoa over Rockdale. Keep you posted on those scores. But here the action. Hotting up through Perry. Looking to switch the play there. Can McDonald get on the end of it? Dinks it inside. No one inside though for United, and Djordjevic can clear. Again, we've seen Perry and McDonald swap flanks. We've seen that a couple of times already. Here is Tomilic inside now for Maya. Donald, the player we've grown familiar to on the left side. Started here on the right. Sam Perry, very left-footed. But you can see he likes to duck in. Switch the play. It also gives him the chance to unleash from range on that left foot. Cutting inside. So Vlastelica happy to switch it up. Here's Lachlan Scott. Not quite linking there with James. James wanted the little tap down. Scott tried to flick over the top. Now United come out again through Gonzalez. Perkatis and Tomilic are the two holding midfielders. And now it's Fragilianis. Yanni Fragilianis looking for, and tell me again. Good hold-up play from him to link with Perry. Perry trying to shake off Stoichevski, get some help from Tossi. And now Okada can come forward. Excellent ball into the feet of Thomas. Thomas now's got Scott inside. Here is Lachlan Scott. Takes it around the United defender in the end. Straight at Manos. Gonzalez it was recovering. Excellent counter-attack there from the Wollongong Wolves. Okada with the early ball down the line. Thomas it was. An excellent feat from Lachlan Scott. Here is Gonzalez. Now Perkatis just settling it down for Sydney United. Bit short that one from Tomilic, and again the Wolves can come forward through Okada. He's growing in influence as this half goes on. Wanted to go quick there. Okada starting to get more and more touches. You see a lot of the counter-attacks come through the Japanese visa player. While James caught the eye last week and grabbed the headlines. Okada was very influential, also made the Ultra Football Team of the Week for the second week in a row. Luke Wilkshire certainly happy to highlight the two central defenders in the Wollongong press during the week. Heard his interview with the Wollongong Football Show. Certainly happy to highlight the work of Nick Littler and Nikola Djordjevic. In fact, he said Nick Littler's been smoking cigars. He's looked so comfortable since coming into this Wollongong side. Spent some time at the Sharks, but he is back at the Wolves, taking on a leadership role in that defence, along with the youngster who's come up from the under-20s in Djordjevic. Meanwhile, though, at the other end, the experienced Markovic, now in his mid-30s. He's had a couple of interrupted seasons, injuries and travel, but he's had a great pre-season, as I said. Here's Antelmi again, the strength from him. Now Mayer gets it to Perry. Inside goes Antelmi. What a ball! Oh, in the end. Goes straight through to Passfield, but you could see the vision there from Sam Perry. And Antelmi just about getting on the end of it. Excellent build-up from United. What a start from Patrick Antelmi. His movement in that number 9 role. Certainly Vlastelica talking about that competition for places. Once the likes of Simonovski and Gallejos come back in. Sport for options in that top third. Also Matt Sim. Out injured this game. Vlastelica just having a chat to the experienced midfielder, Anthony Tomilic. As we restart with a throw-in. Tozy gets it out to Littler. The press comes, but Wollongong able to play out through the press. Here's McDonald, looking long. Lachlan Scott trying to get on the end of it. And now he's going to chase this one. Perry working back for United. Foul coming from Callahan. Well, Carter started to get into the game. Callahan just trying to get himself into the game, get involved. Hasn't seen a lot of ball on that right-hand side, so he's come over to the left. Trying to apply the press there. Excellent crowd continues to build here at Adenza Park. Hope you're feeling the atmosphere. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. No goals so far, chances at both ends. Wollongong again looking a threat on the counter-attack, but snuff out there from Picardas. And McDonald in sharply. It's been a good start from him on the right side of Wollongong's defence. Here's Markovic. Mayer drops inside. McDonald again in strong on that far side. United happy to go all the way back to Manos here, forcing Wollongong out, trying to create that space in behind, but Djordjevic is up over the top of Perry. Here's Mayer, battling away in the midfield, doing well to keep the ball under pressure. Now Picartis can switch it out to Gonzalez. Again, it's the patient build-up from United. Now they spring forward down the left through Gonzalez. Working back is Callahan. Good battle, that one. Now Tomilic can switch it out. They've gone left and now they're back on the right-hand side through Roberts. Cross lets him down in the end. Encouraging build-up. Final product not quite there for Sydney United on that occasion. Tomilic and Markovic trying to take control for the hosts. Couple of experienced heads also on the bench for Sydney United in Nick Stavroulakis and Glenn Trefiro, two experienced midfielders. Here is James. Again, it's Markovic. Strong work from him. Experienced central defender, as I said. He's got himself in great condition in the pre-season. You can see in his first couple of weeks. Turning back the clock. Peter Markovic. Here's Scott. Now Roberts. Inside to Antelmi. Switches it out to that left-hand side. McDonald it is. Double teamed here. Forces him inside. And now Roberts making the run on the right. Perry is inside though. And Ben Tozy working back. Djordjevic under pressure, took the safe option. Into the 35th minute here, 0-0 it remains, but the Englishman, Thomas James, coming forward now for the Wolves. Working back though is Percates, doing an excellent job as a holding midfielder, supporting his back central defenders. Now Akara. James knocks it out to the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Straight at Manos though. And now the ball forward from George Georgianis. Also featured in that Ultra Football Team of the Week last week. Along with Tom Manos, the two Sydney United players featured. And Tilmy and Roberts combine. And Tilmy on that left foot. Now he gets it out to Gonzalez. Chance to get a first time cross in. Gonzalez can't quite measure it and hit the target. And Guy Knight can clear for the Wolves. This is a chance to update you. 3-3 it remains. Over at Belmore, Sydney Olympic and Blacktown City. As United build it up. James trying to get the ball down now for the Wolves. Okada though can't find his target. Callahan was breaking on that right hand side. Wilkshire asks Okada to do the defensive work and Okada sprints across to apply the press. United though able to work their way through. Here's Antelmi. Chance to thought about the shot. And in two minds, you can see he wanted to get it on that left foot. Maybe not the confidence on the right. Here's Yanni Fragigianis, the central defender, venturing forward for United. Perry now, as Littler steps out. Now the ball across from Gonzalez, but Pathfield's across. And he can release quickly to Okada. Looking for Scott, can't find him again. United doing a good job in defensive transition. They've been caught a couple of times, but had the numbers on that occasion. Here they are building up through Roberts. Touch just lets him down. A rare time. He's really settled in this pre-season. Jordan Roberts in and out of the squad last season. His first at Sydney United, brought across by Jason Chalina from Fraser Park. So really making the step up from NPL 3 to the top flight. Here's Lachlan Scott trying to tee up James. Oh! What a strike that is from Thomas James, if you don't mind. Unleashes and lashes at home to give the Wollongong Wolves a 1-0 lead here at Adensa Park. Teed up by Lachlan Scott, and he announced himself last week. Give him a chance and he will bury it. An absolute screamer from Thomas James. Wollongong Wolves take the lead here. He's fifth for the season. Already announcing that you can't give this guy an inch of space.
Scored by number 3, Thomas James. Sydney United 58 FC 0.
I asked a couple of good judges out of the Canberra scene during the week, how would he react to all the hype and the news that filtered out of last week's game, the hat-trick against Apia. They said he's the type of player that thrives on the confidence. If the team's doing well, he relishes it. And we've seen it there, the nutmeg now. In was Markovic just trying to hold it up here for United. Seen that counter-attack of the Wollongong Wolves growing as this first half has gone on. And there it was. Lachlan Scott, the tee-up man for Thomas James. Here's Callahan, trying to get it on the fun. Now Scott, can't get it on target. Callahan's been a bit quiet, but there he was, exploding into the box. The youngster. Wolves starting to get on top here. No doubt the fans that are crowded around the big screen at the fraternity club. No doubt a big roar went up when Thomas James hit the back of the net there. Region's getting behind this team. Terrific to see. United really came with the game plan. But as this half's worn on, Wollongong have got on top. Can United hit back before the break? Gonzalez inside! And tell me it was! With the air swing, and then McDonald wasn't on target. Passfield taking no chances. What an opportunity that was. An excellent cross from Gonzalez. And Telmy couldn't quite wrap that left foot around it. United looking to hit back before the break. Perry's come across to take this corner. Talk about Wollongong's set-piece threat. Can United show their own threat? Here's Perkatis. Happy to let that one run. It's a throw-in for Sydney United. Into the last 3 minutes of this first half. United with the good start. Wollongong getting on top and getting the opening goal. Can Vlastelitz's man find an equaliser? Here's Roberts. Working back is Akata. Enforcing the error. Doing the defensive work there. Getting the applause of his manager, Luke Wilkshire. 80 goals in 83 games in Canberra for Thomas James. He wanted a challenge by stepping up to the New South Wales National Premier League. And what a mark he's making early on. Certainly Luke Wilkshire's pulled him aside and made sure that it's not just about the goals, it's about the work rate. And he's been delivering on that front too. Reflected on that on the Wollongong football show during the week. Asked what the main difference was between the NPL, New South Wales and the ACT. Spoke about the commitment, having to train 3 or 4 times a week. That's a real noticeable big difference. And he certainly had a bit of confidence coming into this one. He said, we'll bring back the 3 points. He's certainly done his part. Now he's trying to lay one on for Akata. Akata! Straight at the keeper in the end. Tom Manos it was with the block. Akata very influential. Not noted for his goal scoring. Certainly been the challenge laid down from Luke Wilkshire. Wants him to keep working on that finishing. And add that to his game. Here he is with the corner. Again he goes to the back post, and there was Littler. In the end, scrambled away by Frajogiannis. Guy Knight it was again at the back post. Littler, McDonald, Georgievich, all big targets. Guy Knight as well. And they are such a threat. We saw yesterday the impact that set pieces can have in the New South Wales National Premier League. Mount Druitt Town, Rangers, 2-2 draw, away to Manly. 2 set-piece goals. Here's Wollongong trying to create an opportunity from such a situation. Littler it is. Now Scott! In the end, straight at Manos, but 3 or 4 headers in the box. There from the Wolves. Big man are such a threat there. Littler and Scott. Rain's eased here, but the tempo certainly lifted as the half's worn on here. Wollongong again applying the press. Cleared by Manos under pressure from Thomas. Not prepared to take any risks. Thomas James. Now United, can they create one or two more opportunities before the break? Here is McDonald. Pressed by his namesake, Taylor McDonald on Josh McDonald. Saw that last week, Sydney United. Gonzalez on Gonzalez this week. McDonald on McDonald. Here is Antelmi though, building it up now for you, United.
Can the children currently
now Roberts driving at night.
Far side, please move
square, leaves it for Percatis. Moves it on to the left-hand side. Now the ball inside. Pass field it was. Happy to gather. Eat up a couple of seconds. In the end, the cross not quite coming off for Gonzalez.
That goes to climbing on
limped
the
away after that
well.
cross. Keep an eye on young Christian Gonzalez. Excellent turn there from Tariq Mayer. Lovely technique in the middle of the park. Now Perry. Can't quite find his target there. And Guy Knight's happy to knock it back. Littler. And that's the end of the first half. A great first half here at Denser Park. Promised so much in the build-up. Sydney United really applying the pressure early on. Looking dangerous, but the Wolves building themselves into the game and getting the goal through Thomas James. An excellent finish. And at the break, it is the Wollongong Wolves who lead Sydney United by 1-0.
Football New South Wales would like to thank their sponsors for their continued support. New South Wales Government, TAFE New South Wales, Ultra Football.
goal. Trying his luck from distance there as the rain has come down heavy to start this second half. Had lots of rain in Sydney across the past couple of weeks. Not making much of an impression though on this surface, a synthetic surface here at Adensa Park. Markovic has started the first half extremely well. Pressure started to come though as Wollongong got more and more possession. Here's Trefiro driving out of midfield, back into the squad today after missing last week through injury. Had a bit of a niggle. Here he is playing it inside. Not a bad ball at all. It was McDonald who was the target. Josh McDonald coming in from that right-hand side. So looking at the United formation, Tariq Mayer's tucked inside alongside Yanni Perkatis, the two holding midfielders. Anthony Tomilic has dropped into the heart of the defence alongside Markovic. So Yanni Fradjogiannis, who started in the centre of defence, has been replaced. So Tomilic has moved in alongside Markovic. Adrian Vlastelic has come on at left back. Came off the bench last week. Here he is with a bit of defending to do against James. Thomas James. Vlastelica does enough to get the ball, get a toe to the ball. And then it falls into the hands of Manos. Can give you an update from Belmore, where it's finished 3-3 between Sydney Olympic and Blacktown City. So Sydney Olympic getting their first point of the season. The game last week in round 2 was washed out against Mount Druitt Town Rangers, so they got a game in hand, but they lost to the Sutherland Sharks in the first round, getting their first point against Blacktown. Here's Antelmi in behind. Can he finish? Just across the keeper there and across the goals from Antelmi. But an excellent piece of work from Jordan Roberts just to inject himself in between the lines. Threaded a nice ball in behind. And Telmi's been presenting all afternoon. And that was a good opening, a really good opportunity. Couple of minutes into this second half. And Telmi certainly has looked the most likely for Sydney United. Certainly gets a bit more support with Trefiro joining him in that front third. Not a noted goal scorer, Glenn Trefiro, but certainly player who does provide a lot of assists, gets involved in those builds-ups. Very technical number 10. Spent some time, of course, in the A-League at Central Coast Mariners. McDonald now trying to combine with Tossi. Here's Vlastelica. Mayer can't quite bring it under control. And Djordjevic, the pressure comes from Antelmi. Can they get through the press? Stojcevski just combining with Djordjevic, keeping their composure, the Wolves. Certainly Sydney United's game plan early on was to apply that high press as soon as they enter that midfield area. United looking to set up a little bit higher at the start of this second half, chasing the game. Akara again finding a pocket of space between the lines. Now Trefiro can get it under control. Working back with Stojcevski, giving away a foul. Give you an update from Rockdale. It remains, in fact, Hakoah have extended the lead. 84 minutes there. It is Hakoah 2, Rockdale City 0. So Rockdale, who caused a big win, got a big win on the road last week against Marconi, coming back from 1-0 down there. And they produce it again. They've only got 6 minutes. Here, 5 minutes into the second half. It is the Wollongong Wolves who lead 1-0, looking to go to 9 points build a bit of a buffer at the top of the table if they do. Apia, of course, going to 6 points last night. Can also give you some updates from around the grounds in the New South Wales Women's National Premier League at full time. At Manly, it was a win for New South Wales Institute, 3-0 over Manly United. Full time between Northern Tigers and Spartans. It was the Tigers who won 2-1. In the match of the round, 88th minute, MacArthur Rams 1, Illawarra Stingrays 3. So a successful afternoon so far. Still lots to play for here. But for the teams from Wollongong, the Illawarra region, the Stingrays, Scott Chipperfield's women's side in the match of the round there, leading 3-1. Approaching stoppage time there. Meanwhile, Sydney University against Sydney Olympic. It is Sydney Olympic winning 2-1 in the 69th minute there. Try and give you a couple of full-time scores from those games. Here's Tariq Mayer trying to combine again with Antelmi. The foul coming late, and it looks like it's going to be a yellow card. It is the first yellow card of the game. Looks like Harry Callahan. So Toby Plasto pulls out his card for the first time. It is the youngster, the 19-year-old Harry Callahan. So he's got to be careful. Here he is applying the press on Markovic, the skipper for United. Keeps his calm. Now Manos. Looks to go to a 2v1 situation, but winning the header was Guy Knight. Now Stojcevski. Knight plays it forward, trying to get it in behind for Scott, who's been a powerhouse up front. Gets through so much work for the Wolves. Yet to find the back of the net. But what a start to his season. See that fitness that he's been able to gather at the West Sydney Wanderers Academy. Certainly fitness a big feature of the pre-season. Here's the Wolves again. Stojcevski it was. Good technique just to bring it down on the thigh. Attempt that volley. Couldn't get it on target though. But again, they're playing off the big men up front in Scott. The midfielders joining rapidly. Here they come down the left-hand side now through Vlastelica. Perry turning inside. Looks like it's going to be a quick second yellow card, this time to Taylor McDonald. So McDonald joins Callahan. Certainly when these two sides meet, we get lots of goals. In the last 5 years, they've met on 12 occasions. Sydney United have won 8. The Wollongong Wolves have won 4. Sydney United winning both games last season. 2-0 here at Adensa Park in round 6. 3-1 at Wynn Stadium in round 17. Wollongong Wolves' last win came back in the 2017 season. That was a 1-0 win in July 2017. That's the scoreline here at the moment. Usually when these two sides meet though, plenty of goals. 40 goals across those 12 games. At an average of just over 3.3 a game. And the way this game's progressed, it's been open, there's been chances at both ends. Here's Mayer trying his luck from long range. How many times have we seen that here at Adensa Park? On that occasion, a tame effort, but he saw Passfield off his line. Seen Pani Nikas, who's since left Sydney United, produce a couple of those gems here. Halfway strikes. Perry pinches the pass from Littler, but his ball's picked out by Tossi, who goes down. Not for the first time this afternoon. Luke Wiltshire certainly keep an eye on the midfielder. He's got a couple of midfielders on the bench. No. Brendan Griffin today, he's out with an injury. Youngster James Markovic has come in on the bench. He's also got Jordan Nikolovsky, who's made an impression off the bench in the opening 2 rounds, along with the experience Chris Price, and also the youngster Stefan Domowski on the bench as well. Here's McDonald coming forward now for United. Chance on the right hand side, and there it is, the equaliser to Jordan Roberts. Sydney United make it 1-1 here. An excellent build-up, the slip through from McDonald. Jordan
for Sydney United, scored by number 3, Jordan Roberts. Sydney United 58 FC 1, Wollongong Wolves 1.
We've seen his influence in the match so far. Jordan Roberts getting forward, and there he was, the overlapping run around Josh McDonald, who's looked lively throughout. And game on here at Adenza Park. Sydney United have come out to play in this second half. And what a game we've got for you now. As the niggle starts to increase right across the pitch. Toby Plasto's going to have his work cut out for the remainder of this one. James now going in strong. Vlastelica and Scott. We've already seen them come together on a couple of occasions. Strap yourselves in. This one's going to be wild and fiery from here. United have levelled. Jordan Roberts. Here he is coming forward again. Now Trefiro looking inside for Antelmi. Roberts again, what a start to his season. We mentioned that in the first half. And he's exploded into this second half, coming forward from right back. Here's Perry now. Now Pirkatis. Again it's Sam Perry inside! What a goal that is! Sydney United! The flag's gone up though, the flag's gone up. And Telmy turned it away. No goal. 1-1 it remains. But hasn't this livened up? Here's James down the other end. The tackle from Tomilic. A few words exchanged on that far line. Yanis Adabju right on the spot there. The ball from Perry coming in. And then tell me, we mentioned how lively he's looked. Got on the end of that one. With the assistant on that far side. Sharp as attack, Yanis Adabju. And now it's a set piece for the Wolves. This game has exploded in the second half. Certainly simmering away in that first half. Excellent crowd here at Adenza Park. Now it's the Wolves looking to hit back from a set piece. What a chance and what a goal! Djordjevic it is! We mentioned the set piece threat. And there he is, Nikola Djordjevic. The emotions from both sets of players. Djordjevic there puts the Wollongong Wolves ahead with a powerful header, but he's earned himself a yellow card for inciting the crowd over there.
Goal for Wollongong, scored by number 4.
And hasn't it livened up here? We mentioned the set piece threat.
58 FC 1, Wollongong Wolves 2.
We mentioned the set piece threat, and there it was. Thomas James has been the man that's scoring all the goals. But at the set pieces, they've got multiple threats, the Wolves. And no sooner had United equalised and thought they'd gone ahead. And it's gone down the other end. And what a match we have for you here at Adensa Park. How will United respond to that? Both teams have certainly turned on the tempo second half. He's Perry now. Great conditions for football as well. The rain certainly cooled the players down, but it's a hot one out there. There's Vlastelica, competing in the air. The foul coming on Stojcevski in that midfield. Certainly not wise work there from the youngster Djordjevic. Pumped up. Coming out of the under-20s at Wollongong Wolves in the off-season. Speaking to Luke Wilkshire in the build-up. Asked him about Djordjevic. Big, strong and reliable was his description. And wasn't he strong, big and reliable at the set piece there? Goals are plenty across the NPL New South Wales scene today. 3-3 at Belmore between Olympic and Blacktown City. Harcoa leading Rockdale City 3-0 at Illendon. Harcoa looks like it'll be 2 wins on the spin for them, and Gavin Ray's side will move to 6 points. What a start to their season. And here, 63 minutes in, it is the Wollongong Wolves leading 2-1. Goal scorers for Wollongong, Thomas James and Nikola Djordjevic. And for Sydney United, Jordan Roberts. What an explosive 3 or 4 minutes. The equaliser from Roberts, followed by a disallowed goal to Antelmi. Seconds later, the Wolves taking the lead. Is this one going to settle? An expectant crowd here at Adensa Park this afternoon. What an atmosphere they're creating. Markovic. Back to Manos. Certainly want to turn this place into a fortress. But Wollongong, not for the first time this season. They were asked a question by Manly back in round 1 after James scored the opening goal. Manly equalising through Sam Gallagher. Only for Wollongong to find the winner through Nikolovsky. And here they've been challenged by Sydney United at the start of the second half. They've been able to respond. Now Vlastelica getting himself in a tangle there with James. It's been going on at the start of the second half. Vlastelica looked like he's going to get away with that one. A bit of a talking to. Trying to ask a couple of questions of the Englishman, who's really made a name for himself in the opening 3 weeks of the season. But United muscling up here. Here's Josh McDonald. Goes past the second, can't keep it in play though. As we said, he's looked very lively down that right-hand side. Luke Wilkshire getting one of his substitutes ready. It looks like the youngster, Stefan Domovsky, is about to make his way onto the pitch. Impressed last week, coming off the bench. Created a couple of chances for himself, also one for Nikolovsky. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Away by Adrian Vlastelica. We are going to have that change now. It is Domovsky who's going to come off. Come on, sorry. We'll see which number goes up. It is to be the big striker, Lachlan Scott, the number 24. An excellent afternoon from him. The assist for the opening goal.
Substitution for Wollongong, number 24, Lachlan Scott.
66 minutes into this game.
Stefan Domovsky.
Domovsky gets the opportunity to add some fresh legs in that front third. Here he is applying an early press on Manos. Player that's really turned himself around. Speaking to Wilkshire. Djordjevic being pressed by Trefiro, getting the boos of the home crowd. Now it's Callahan. Good strong tackle there from Tomalic. Carter now combining with Callahan into the feet there of Domovsky. Trying to find Thomas James, but working back were the likes of Perry there and Vlastelica. Getting it back to Manos. The high press here from Wollongong, making it difficult for United to get out. Now they find a way through Vlastelica, but James working back. Finds Trefiro though. He's got the chance to switch it to the right hand side. That's where he goes. Straight at Guy Knight though. And now Wolves can counter attack through a cutter. Here's Callahan. Can he find the cutter again? Goes inside to Domovsky instead. Manos comes out. Good idea from the Wolves. Just a bit too heavy there, the execution from Callahan. Thomas has certainly taken up a position on the right-hand side most of this second half. That battle with Vlastelica. Lots of verbals going on there. One of the great features of the New South Wales National Premier League. So competitive. Very hard to back a winner or tip a winner every week. You've got to turn up. Every game's a big one. This 12-team competition. Seen that again today. Hakoa away to Rockdale. Full time there, 3-0 to Hakoa. So they go to 6 points. United trying to build up. Get their equaliser. Flag those gone up again on that far side. If you've just joined us, what an afternoon here at the Sydney United Sports Centre. Billed as a clash of two of the heavyweights in the competition this season. Certainly what we've seen early doors. And it's certainly lived up to the billing. Both teams have dominated for periods. The Wolves it is though who have the lead. Now it's Domovsky, the fresh legs. Vlastelica finds Antelmi. Looks for McDonald, the ball's in behind though. Sydney United making a couple of substitutions at the half-time break. A couple forced through injury. Gonzalez and Frajogianis coming off at the break. So only one substitution left. And it looks like Miro Vlastelica is going to go to the bench now. Liam Rose, a player who has spent some time in the A-League academies at Central Coast Mariners. Looks like he's going to get 20 minutes to influence this one. Wollongong, though, trying to put it out of Sydney United's reach here. James it is, driving forward down the right-hand side. Forcing a corner here, and we know Wollongong like these situations. Forcing Perry into the defensive work. And Akata, what about his delivery from these set pieces? Forward comes Djordjevic again. No Lachlan Scott out there. Domovsky's also a big target. Djordjevic at the back post. They go the variation to Stojcevski. Inside it goes. Now it falls to Callahan. Getty's pass lets him down, and now United can counter-attack. Through Antelmi, Trafiro. Asking a lot of the central midfielder there. Type of player who wants it to feet. And now we're going to see that substitution. Liam Rose it is that's going to come on for Perry.
Substitution for Sydney United, number 13, Sam Perry, replaced by number 12, Liam Rose.
Good afternoon for Sam Perry. Involved heavily in the build-ups for Sydney United. Started to drift out of it though, so it's Liam Rose who comes on. Goes into an attacking position centrally. We're going to see a double substitution, are we, by Luke Wiltshire.
Substitutions for...
Looks like a couple of youngsters in Jordan Nikolovsky and James Markovic. Nikolovsky in the number 23, Markovic the number 8, about to come on. So let's see who comes off. Looks like Harry Callahan's one of those. So Harry Callahan, the youngster, not as influential today. Certainly impressing though in his early days in the New South Wales top flight. And we'll see plenty more of the youngster throughout the season, Harry Callahan. So he's one of the two that's come off, and the other's going to be Ben Tossi. So James Markovic will go into the central midfield for Tossi, and Nikolovsky will go into the attack. Saw Ben Tossi limping a couple of times throughout the match. Also replaced last week. See a bit of strapping around his right knee as the youngster
substitutions for
James Markovic comes on.
Number 3.
Certainly Luke Wilshire's spoken about the options in his squad. He says he's got 20 players and they're each fighting for positions every week. That's one of the real headaches for him every week. Says it's not been easy to select and players need to perform to stay in the starting 11. This is Markovic's first involvement for the season. Mentioned that Brendan Griffin has been coming off the bench. He's out injured today. So Markovic has gone in alongside Stojcevski in that midfield.
Substitution was number 6, Benjamin Tosi, replaced by number 8.
And Nikolovsky's gone in at left midfield with Akata coming out to the right-hand side. So that's the adjustment from Luke Wiltshire. Domovsky and James in attack. And a midfield 4 from left to right of Nikolovsky, Stojcevski, Markovic, and this man Akata. Akata with a good first touch. They're getting finished. What a chance that was. Terrific technique to bring that down. What a first touch that was. But it was the finishing there from Akata, letting him down. Tried to sneak it in at the near post. Mentioned in the first half that something Luke Wiltshire certainly wants him to keep working on. Been such a live wire, such a threat in the opening 3 rounds. No goals to show for it though yet. Here's Domovsky. Goal scoring was certainly an issue for the Wolves. Domovsky gets in the book, 3rd Wollongong Wolves player book. Joins Callahan and McDonald. Mentioned the goal scoring last year, only 23 goals for the Wolves. So they've certainly set some aggressive targets for the season. Luke Wilkshire happy to go on the record this week. He set Thomas James a target of 15 for the season. No easy feat that. But what a start it is, 5 from 3. Good triangle there from Sydney United. They can't find Dan Telmy. As Wollongong happy to drop a little bit further back now that they've got their 2-1 lead. Making sure they don't leave too high a line for United to penetrate. What a start to the New South Wales NPL season. Hope you are enjoying it. Tony Tanous with you on the NPL New South Wales Facebook page, as well as Football New South Wales YouTube. Part of our live stream across all the men's games in the top flight. All the NPL 1 games in the women's. And also all the under 20s men's games, as well as a match of the round in men's NPL New South Wales too. Here's Markovic. McDonald's touch lets him down. Hasn't had a lot of game time as Central Coast Mariners. His first start today for Sydney United. Came off the bench last week on his debut. Player Miro Vlastelica knows very well from his time at Sydney FC, where Josh McDonald was coming through the academy there. Certainly a bit of competition for McDonald's signature when he did come back out of the A-League. The likes of the Wollongong Wolves and Sutherland Sharks certainly interested in his signature, but he chose to go with Miro Vlastelica. Nakata now under pressure from behind. Can he keep his composure? In the end, United have it through Trafiro. Trafiro faced by Littler. Just giving Markovic enough time to come back. So we've got 2 McDonalds out there. Now we've got 2 Markovic's out there on opposite sides as well. Here's Vlastelica. A foul in the back of Domovsky. Nakata wants to go quick. Happy to slow it down though with the 2-1 lead. Now it's Akata. Gets it into the feet of James. Goes for the 1-2 combination. Akata it was. The block coming though from Pakatis. The 2 number 11s clashing there on the edge of the 6-yard box. Good defensive work from Yanni Perkatis. After a lovely bit of combination from the 2 visa players for Wollongong. Wollongong with a 2-1 lead. Can they extend it here? Clearance comes from Liam Rose. Can Trafiro hold it up here? The foul coming. There's a free kick there. McDonald's got to be careful. In fact, it's Stojcevski, the midfielder, upending Trafiro there. Comes the 4th Wollongong Wolves player book. So a player sent off against Sydney United in round 1. Sasha Makura for Rockdale. United weren't able to go on and win that. Wollongong with 4 players in the book, have to be careful. He's one of them, McDonald though, now with a chance to influence in attack. Can he get the cross in? Vlastelica recovers. Excellent defensive work. Player who went over to Croatia towards the end of last season. He's returned for the pre-season, as we said. Suffered a bit of an injury, an elbow injury in the pre-season, but he's back on the pitch now. Trefiro trying to combine. They're in the box here. Can they equalise? The deflection in the end. And there it is, the equaliser. Sydney United level it up. A deflected goal in the end. Tariq Mayer it was, trying his luck out of midfield, driving forward, and it was a deflection of a Wollongong defender. And the United
by number 15, Tariq Mayer!
level it up here. What an epic at Sydney United Sports Centre. Only early in the season, and we're already dishing up quality across the New South Wales National Premier League. Here's the combination now. We've seen Wollongong hit back early after the earlier equaliser. Can they do it again through James? Domovsky it was, sniffing around behind Vlastelica. 7 minutes remain. What a grandstand finish we've got for you. McDonald finds Trefiro. Boxed in here, United. Can they play their way out? Vlastelica goes further forward to Antelmi. Littler in strong though. And again, it's an opportunity for the Wolves just to box United in. Both goals for Sydney United coming down that right-hand side. The first one for Jordan Roberts, and then Tariq Mayer. Now Littler, the late challenge from Antelmi there. The yellow cards come out here. Toby Plasto. Yellow card to Antelmi for the late challenge on Littler. Lots of emotion in this one. Wollongong trying to throw the gauntlet down. Made a massive statement last week. But United, one of those teams that's really been at the top of the New South Wales top tier in recent years, trying to make a statement of their own. Another coming together involving Antelmi and McDonald, 2 players on a yellow card. It's to be a free kick to the Wolves, this one. They fancy themselves at the set piece. Who are they going to send forward here? Central defenders stay back for this one. Happy to go short, Littler and McDonald. Now they go long for Domovsky, away by Markovic. And now it's Stojevski, can't quite connect with that one. The crowd here letting him know about it. Are we going to find a winner here? Mentioned 12 games in the last 5 years between these two sides, not one draw. 8 wins to Sydney United, 4 wins to the Wollongong Wolves. So the record books certainly suggest we'll find a winner. Where will it come from? United building it up with a nice little passage. Look at the build up here. Liam Rose and Trafiro, and now the 1-2 again. In the end, comes to nothing, and now Wollongong can counter-attack. Getting numbers forward. Stojevski fouled there by Percates, and he goes into the book. Joins Anselmi as the second player booked for United. Lovely bit of play a moment or two ago from Sydney United. The crowd loved that. Little tiki-taka through the midfield, 1-2 touch. Liam Rose showing what a neat technician he is. We already know about Trafiro. Liam Rose certainly adds to that technical flavour through this United midfield. The likes of Pakatis, Maya, Trafiro, Stavroulakis. Now the youngster Rose joins in. Here's Trafiro. Djordjevic tracks the run and clears forward. Good ball from him too. Finds Nikolovsky. Chance to counter-attack. Can they get it right here? Through Nikolovsky and James, and he's fouled behind the play. It's a yellow card. They're starting to mount. This time it's Tomalic for the late challenge on James. So this time they do send the big men forward. Littler, Djordjevic. Also Guy Knight's in there, Domovsky as well. Taylor McDonald. Lots of targets, lots of threats. Akata, we saw him deliver pinpoint for the Djordjevic goal. Can he provide another one here? Akata's ball inside, good area, but Vlastelica away. Excellent defending there. Vlastelica certainly relishes the aerial stuff as well. Carter comes across to take this one. Markovic provides the short option. In fact, he's going to leave it for Markovic. So the youngster, James Markovic, on the left foot. Drifts it into the back post. Guy Knight's there! Inside! Looked like a push. Play on was the call. James picks up the loose ball, and now it's Knight again. There's James, foul again. This time it comes from Mayer. And again, Akata wants to take this one quick. Keep an eye on the fourth official, Sebastian Brennan. How many minutes of stoppage time do we have? But here's the Englishman, Thomas James, over this one. Will he go direct? Thomas James! Can't quite get it down. And it goes over. Carter's been taking all the set pieces, but when you saw James line up, he sensed he was going to go direct on goal there. Manos now with the clearance. Have United got another chance or two in them? Wollongong is on the front foot at the moment. What a battle it's been. Two teams trying to lay down early season markers. Here's Akata driving forward. Gets it out to James. Trying to take on Roberts, who stands up well, and now Mayer. Can't get past Akata though. He keeps it in play. And now looking to get it into James. Play on's the call though. Plasto right on the spot. Long ball forward. Djordjevic with the knockdown. Nikolovsky can't get to ahead of Vlastelica. Now Mayer lays it out to Roberts. Can he provide the pinpoint ball? Not on that occasion. We've seen that avenue for Sydney United coming down that right-hand side. Finding lots of joy in this second half. On that occasion, though, Roberts couldn't connect at the cross. Are we going to find a moment of composure? McDonald finds Antelmi. Stojewski lays it down. The youngster Markovic, though, can't find his target. The flick on coming, and tell me it is. Now he gets it to Liam Rose. Can he influence the substitute? Now Tariq Mayer finds Roberts again. Jordan Roberts. Akata again with the defensive work. What an engine he has. Now Mayer turning inside. Perkatis has got Vlastelica wide. That's where he goes. Further on is McDonald. That's where he finds. Now McDonald. On the edge of the box is Trafiro. That's where he goes. Looking for the combination. But Djordjevic does well. Wollongong can't clear though. Domovsky gives it away. And United can come forward. McDonald trying to get inside again to Trafiro. Now Nikolovsky to Akata. Finds James. Thomas James now can go one-on-one against Markovic. Is he going to go on the right-hand side? Thomas James still going. Markovic sticks to his job. It's a corner though for Wollongong. A chance to send the tall timber forward, perhaps for one last time. Markovic again. He's come over to take this one. Forwards come Littler. Djordjevic again. In there's Domovsky at the near post. Goes to the back post over everyone's head. A wasted opportunity, that one. Luke Wilkshire turns away in frustration. He knows his team's given a great shout today. They've met some stern opposition in Sydney United. They've bounced back twice. Can they now go on and win it? United showing their mentality as well to bounce back from going behind twice. Can they create one more chance here? McDonald trying to get him behind. Taylor McDonald though getting in the way. And now Wollongong wanted the run forward from Domovsky there. Wasn't quite on the same wavelength. Here's Anthony Tomilic into Mayer. Is his goal going to be the one that makes it the final one of the game? Gets another chance here. Picking up the loose ball and finding Liam Rose. And Tilmy's presenting in the number 9 role. Shafiro working around, trying to create some room in between the lines. Now McDonald driving at his opponents. Is it a corner? It is a corner. The grandstand here is filled up. What an atmosphere it's been. Can United find the late winner here? Trafiro it is. How many times have we seen pinpoint delivery from him throughout his NPL New South Wales career? Can he find one here? Goes to the back post! And against the side netting it was. The skipper, Markovic, couldn't quite get that one on target. And it looks like Passfield's happy to eat up the seconds here. And that might be the last action. What a contest it's been. More action to come next week across the New South Wales National Premier League. Be sure to keep up with all the news and views, all the match reports, photo galleries, highlights across our NPL New South Wales pages as the referee brings an end to this one. A pulsating round 3 clash here at Edensor Park. Wollongong Wolves, the competition front runners, really threw the gauntlet down to Sydney United. But in the end, Sydney United were able to work their way back and come out with a 2-2 draw. It's got a bit fiery at the end of the game. Two teams that really meant something for both of them. And it's turned on a classic here.
Kickoff at 5 p.m.
Wollongong taking the lead through James. United equalising through Roberts. Before Djordjevic gave the Wolves the lead again, only for Tariq Mayer to level it up at 2-2. And that's how it finishes here at Edensor Park. Sydney United 2, Wollongong Wolves 2.
You've done well.